Okay. So once again, welcome everyone to our Central Gwinnett High School What 8th Grade Parents Need to Know About 9th Grade. So today is May 11th and 6 o'clock, and we are planning to end around 7 o'clock. If you have any additional questions, we'll be able to go from there. So using the chat box, if you can type the name of your child's school, where they are currently, and then something that you're proud about regarding your child. Something that you're proud about regarding your child. And I'll give you just a minute or so on that. And so Ms. Brim says she works at Central Gwinnett High School. She's proud to be a part of the staff. That's great. I see someone from Grace Snell Middle School, and the daughter is an amazing dancer and works very hard at her craft. That's perfect. New Life Academy. I'm proud that my daughter has shown initiative with digital learning this year. That is something to be proud of for this year. More middle school empowerment. The child has shown empowerment. That is great. I'm proud at how she has transitioned to high school from Miss Rose Hutchins, who has a 9th grader here at Central Gwinnett. Miss Smith Oliver says McConnell Middle, who has a straight A student. Yay. Oh, that's sweet. My daughter is kind, honest, and beautiful, from Dau, from Lilburn Middle School. So as we see, we have so many things to be proud of our students and of our children. So as we go through tonight with the various information, just remember that you have reason to be proud of your children, but you also have reason to be proud of the school that they're coming to, which is Central Gwinnett High School. And we'll go on to the second slide. So I'll introduce myself again. My name is Cassandra or Cassie Milligan, and I'm the Parent Instructional Coordinator here at Central Gwinnett High School. And I will introduce the other school staff that's joining us tonight. There's Emmanuel Rutledge. Mr. Rutledge, if you want to give a shout out so they can see you and let them know who you are.
Hello, I'm Emmanuel Rutledge, 9th grade counselor here at Central Gwinnett. Welcome.
Okay, and then we have Ashley Broom.
Hello, good evening. My name is Ashley Broom. I'm the assistant principal over curriculum and instruction here at Central, and I am proud to be a part of this team.
Thank you. Miss Megan Rose Hutchins.
Hi, everyone. I'm Megan Rose Hutchins. I've been at Central Gwinnett High School for 5 years, and I am super proud to have been working on the School of the Arts design team for the last 2 years. I'm excited to see everyone here today. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you. And then on the Spanish channel, we have our interpreter, Ms. Zarela Ramos Fallas. So she'll be assisting us tonight interpreting in Spanish on our Spanish channel. So throughout the night, you will probably have questions. What we're asking is that if you could post your questions in the chat box, and then we'll address these questions throughout the presentation. And we'll also stop at various points throughout the presentation to answer questions that you might have on the section that we've just covered. There's also a question and answer session towards the end of the presentation. So feel free to jot those questions down in there. And as I mentioned, we'll be able to address them. This is just a reminder that if you need Spanish, please click over to our Spanish channel. Entonces, para los que acabaron de juntarse con nosotros, por favor, tenemos un canal de español y puede accesar a este canal abajo de la pantalla en el globito que dice lenguaje, interpretación. Haga un clic y puede escoger Spanish. Okay. All right, so our agenda for tonight, we are going to give you a little bit of history about Central Gwinnett High School. give you some information about a typical ninth grade class or typical ninth grade day, a little bit of information about credits and graduation requirements, ninth grade success skills. Mr. Rutledge is going to speak to us about that, parent portal, contact information, Rising Ninth Grade website, and questions and answers. This is not going to give you all of the information that you need for ninth grade. As you can imagine, that would be a lot of information to throw at you at one time. So what we wanted to do was to give you the basics of information to help you to transition from 8th grade to ninth grade so that you'll be able to feel comfortable. As we get closer to the start of ninth grade, throughout the summer, you'll be getting information. We'll also be holding meetings at the beginning of the school year that you'll be able to ask more questions. A lot of it may come more into focus at that point in time. So don't feel like you have to understand every single little thing tonight, or don't panic if you feel like, oh my goodness, I didn't quite get that, because for a couple of reasons. One, we're always here so that you can ask questions. And two, you'll be having more chances to receive information throughout the summer and also next year. So a little bit of history and a profile about Central Gwinnett High School. So just to let you know, our school colors are black and gold, and our school mascot is Black Knight, which I always love in Spanish because it's like Caballero Negro. But those are our mascots. So when you buy your spirit wear, you will see the Black Knight, and that's why there's a castle in the back as well. With Central Gwinnett High School from the past, it was actually part of, comes out of the Lawrenceville Academy that was established in 1826. And then when Central Gwinnett High School was established in 1957, it was with 400 students and 12 teachers, if you can imagine that. So when we think about it, Central Gwinnett High School has been a mainstay of the Lawrenceville community for almost 200 years. So what is Central Gwinnett High School now? Well, now we don't have 400 students. We have over 2,000 students. And this year, that's including about 482 seniors. For our statistics from last year, we have a number of graduates. There were 411 graduates last year. 45 of those were honor graduates. 84 did dual enrollment, which you'll have the opportunity to learn more about in the future. And then as far as post-secondary plans, 56% had plans for four-year college, 19% for two-year college, 4% for military or work. Amazingly, these seniors earned more than $4.2 million in scholarships, and that is not including Hope. And then we had 12 AP scholars, 1 AP scholar with honors, and an AP scholar with distinction. So we have a lot of great things going on here at Central Gwinnett High School, as you have probably heard, and as you will find out being a member of our community. What's next for Central Gwinnett High School? Just briefly, we wanted to mention to you that starting next year, that we will have the School of the Arts at Central Gwinnett High School, and that's Ms. Rose Hutchins mentioned, and she will give you a little bit of information regarding the schedules for that in a moment. But the best part about our future is that you and your child will become a part of our school's history and a part of our legacy. So we welcome you to our school, we welcome you to our legacy, and we welcome you to being a Black Knight. So I'm going to turn this over to Ms. Broom and Ms. Rose Hutchins, and they're going to tell you a little bit about a typical ninth grade day.
Yes, so good evening again. I am Ashley Broom, the Assistant Principal over Curriculum and Instruction. So I just wanted to kind of give you guys an overview about what a typical ninth grade schedule looks like, and then what a bell schedule looks like. If your child is part of the School of the Arts Conservatory program, it's going to look a little bit different. So we're going to tailor this to make sure we hit everybody's point of the types of schedule you will see. So just so you're aware, as you can see on the screen, a typical ninth grade schedule Students take 8 classes. So the sample is to the left. You can see that students take a year long of 9th grade language arts. They take Algebra 1, they take biology, they take world geography, reading and writing, Algebra 1 strategies, scientific research, and then they have health and personal fitness. So keep in mind that Central Gwinnett is on a block schedule. This means that your child will see their teacher every other day. So you can imagine only seeing your language arts teacher every other day. So what we've done at Central is we have what we call paired classes so that your child can make sure that they're seeing their language arts teacher or a language arts teacher every day, a math teacher every day, a science teacher every day. Now, this is a typical schedule. So if your student has honor classes, you may have electives that your student is participating in instead of the paired classes. The paired classes help with the literacy and the writing skills that your child will need to be successful. So this is what a typical sample schedule looks like for your student coming into 9th grade. Along with that, wanted to kind of just show you a little bit of an overview of what the bell schedule would be like. This is a tentative bell schedule. This is based on previous years. So things are subject to change, but it will be very similar. So our students are in classes for roughly 93 minutes on Monday through Thursday. We have what we call gold days and we have black days. So periods 1 through 4 are gold days and periods 5 through 8 are our black days. So you can see that your child will have roughly 93 minutes every other day with their teacher. On Fridays, we have what we call advisement. So advisement is a time where they get study skills, they get life skills, we do career explorations, we have some pep rallies, and it's just a time for their social interaction that they have with their teacher to make a connection in that relationship with that teacher who can keep track of their grades and help them as they go along. As you can see, Friday, it's the same type of schedule, except for classes are a little bit shorter with 77-minute classes due to the advisement schedule. Students, we do have 4 lunches, so students do go to lunch during the 3rd or 7th period, and we are really excited that they get that time for their social time within that school day. So again, these are sample schedules and sample bell schedules. At this time, I'm going to let Ms. Rose Hauschen talk to you about if your student is a part of the conservatory program, what the day looks like for those students.
Thank you, Mrs. Broom. Yes, so we have several programs that we're offering at Central Gwinnett next year, which is super exciting for our 9th grade students. Some of our 9th grade students are in the conservatory program, and some of them are in our fellows program within the School of the Arts. So as you know, if your student is a part of the School of the Arts conservatory program, their schedule looks a little bit different than what Mrs. Broom shared with you. Students are doing their core academic classes in the morning hours, and that is what we here at Central would be 1st period, 2nd period, 5th period, and 6th period. And there's approximate times there in the table that you see. That could change by a few minutes, but that's based on this year's schedule. So that is when the students are completing their core academics. And then they're taking their conservatory classes in the afternoon from about 10:45 to the end of the school day at 2:10. As I'm sure you're aware, if you're a SOTA parent, each of the 5 conservatories have slightly different schedules. Some of their classes are 30 minutes, some are 60 minutes, some are 90 minutes, some are 120 minutes. So we didn't break that down for you because every conservatory has a unique schedule. So you just see it in the bunch there, conservatory classes is doing that afternoon portion of their day. If you are in the School of the Arts Fellows program, remember you are still on the 8-period A-B block schedule at the rest of Central Gwinnett High School. The way that works for fellow students is typically you will have your fine arts classes in the morning and your academic classes in the afternoon. There might be a few programs that have some classes at special times, but that would be the typical expectation. As if you're a fellow student, your arts classes are in the morning blocks of time, and your academic classes are in the afternoon. Okay.
All right.
Okay, thank you, Megan. So we're going to go next to Emmanuel Rutledge, who will speak to us about graduation requirements and 9th grade success skills.
All right.
Actually, Mr. Rutledge, I'm sorry. I'm gonna interrupt you for 1 second. Were there any questions that someone has not put in the chat box that you would like to ask about the scheduling that we just went over? Okay, I do have a question that says, is the lunch timing accurate? They only have 20 minutes for lunch? And we're kind of nodding. That is correct, yes. Okay, I think that's the only other question I saw that hadn't been addressed. Okay, Mr. Rutledge, so you're going to talk about graduation requirements and success skills.
All right, thank you. So what's next? Your 4-year plan. So now that you're coming to high school, we put you on a 4-year plan that we really help you stick with so that you could graduate on time with your class. So you got your graduation requirements. Here in Gwinnett County, you need 23 credits to graduate from high school. As Ms. Broom told you all, explained, everybody takes 8 classes. So over the time of 4 years, you'll earn 32 credits if you pass all of your classes. So you'll have more than enough credits to pass your classes and graduate. Gwinnett County, also some other requirements. I'm sorry, the Spanish side is kind of throwing me off. So the other requirements of graduating, you will need to pass your high school gateway test, which includes a science and social studies test. You'll start taking that test in your 10th grade year, but don't worry, we'll prepare you all and you'll do just fine on that test. You also have to pass your intercourse test. Our students now here at Central, we're taking our intercourse test now. That does count for a certain percentage of your final grade and does help you, make a certain grade that you're choosing to achieve at the end of the semester. So some success skills here at Central. Like I said, we work with our 9th graders, everybody 10th, 11th, and 12th graders a lot as counselors and teachers and administrators. The first thing we want for you as parents and students are to set some goals. Coming to high school, wanting to have fun, learn all there is about high school, join clubs, but set some goals. Learn from those mistakes or learn from what you did, you improved on and what you want to do better at. If you got C's in a lot of classes, if you got D's in a lot of classes, if you got B's, what can we do to improve that grade? What can we do to improve our study time to get that better grade? And ask for help. Your teachers are here to help out with tutoring after school, before school. Your administrators are here to give you some insight and some help. And your counselors are here to, plug in those little missing puzzle pieces that you just can't come up with a solution for that answer. Ask for help. Some of us don't look as warming and helpful as other teachers and counselors, but we're all here to help you all. We all want to see you succeed. Take advantage of opportunities. Like I said, we have tutoring. We have a lot of clubs. We have a lot of sports for you all to join. We have a lot of different opportunities at Central that we want you all to just take ownership of and be happy and excited that you're here in high school. and live in the present. Again, you know, what happened yesterday is yesterday. If you didn't do well on the test yesterday, if you didn't do well on the quiz yesterday, if you played a sport and you didn't do well in that sport, tomorrow's a new day, today's a new day. Live in the present, and let's all get together and figure out how we can do better, and you know, live in the present. All right, so here's a breakdown of our 23 credits that we need to graduate high school. So you have to have 4 credits of language arts. That includes your 9th grade literature, 10th grade literature, 11th, and then your senior literature. You need 4 years of math, Algebra 1, Geometry, Algebra 2, and then your Math 4, which is your senior math. We have a lot of different options. It depends upon your math skill and your math level. So for our 9th graders coming with geometry, a lot of our kids, they get to their senior year and they're like, yeah, I got algebra already from middle school. In geometry as a 9th grader. So by your junior year, you've met kind of really 4 years. But most of our prestigious colleges, everything is competitive. So they want you to have that 5th year of math credit. So that's what we've been telling all of our seniors, and they're very thankful and appreciative once they've finished that 5th year, because they've been accepted at UGA, Georgia Tech, Georgia State. And it's just those little things like a 5th year math that kind of sets you apart from the other kids applying for those colleges. So you also have to have 4 years of science, which includes biology, chemistry, physics, and then you'll have a science elective like physical science, oceanography, environmental science, classes like that. Next up, you will have 3 years, 3 credits of the social studies. That includes world history, US history, economics, and political system, which is now American government. Next up, you have 2 years credits of a foreign language in the same area. Usually our high schoolers start in their 10th grade year taking a foreign language. We have a small percentage that starts their 9th grade year. And that foreign language could be German, French, Latin, or Spanish. And again, it has to be the same language. You can switch to a different language, but we do want you to get 2 years of, let's say Spanish, Spanish 1 and Spanish 2, then move on to a different language if you choose so. PE and health, those are our requirements. A lot of students, they love our PE and they love our health. They learn a lot in those classes, and that's why we want them to be required courses for graduation. Next up, we have our electives. We have elective choices of the fine arts. We have elective choices in business. We have elective choices in computers, and then we have extra foreign languages, and then we have our 4 extra electives, which includes weight training, other digital technology electives, and so on. So that makes up your 23 credits of graduation. And as the years go on, you'll meet with your counselor. Your counselor will, show you a checklist, and I think that one's coming up next. And so this is our checklist. This is the graduation checklist. This is the holy grail, people. Like parents and students, you'll get familiar with this your 9th grade year. We'll introduce it to you slowly, because looking at it now, it's like, oh my gosh, with all those squares, with all those things. So again, it is overwhelming, but we work with you. The teachers know all about the checklist, but your counselor will be the expert in making sure everything is checked off, crossed out. And by the time you're a senior, all of these squares, they will be filled in with checks or a passing grade, which means you're on track to graduate. All right. So next up, besides the School of Fine Arts, besides everything at Central, we have a lot of different programs because we know every kid wants something different. And we're here to make sure all those needs are met. So we have Maxwell High School. That is located off of Old Norcross and I forget the crossroad, but that school is right by GSMT. So Maxwell High School, it is a technology high school. So kids go there, they learn different electives like culinary arts, auto body collision, early childhood education, carpentry. And at Grayson Tech is similar to Maxwell. They offer veterinarian services. They offer music technology. And so at those two schools, kids can learn those different electives that we don't offer at Central Gwinnett High School. And so to go to those two high schools, you definitely have to stay on track. We encourage you to apply your sophomore or junior year, because by that time you'll have a good foundation of high school and you will know if you're on track in order to, move on to those schools. And again, you will take your electives at those schools. So at Central, you'll take your 4 core academic classes, and at those two schools, you'll take your electives. Next up, so if you do fail a class, go back one more slide, please. I'm sorry. So if you do fail a class and it happens, you do have to make up that class. So these are some ways you can make up the class. You can go to summer school, which is approaching now. Summer school is typically $250 per class. So it's very important that you take it for free within a school year, so you don't have to go to summer school and spend mom and dad's honest, hard-earned money. You go to Phoenix High School and make up credits and credit recovery. That's a way you can make up credits within the school year, but usually we kind of save that for our upperclassmen. And then we have Gwinnett Online School, Gwinnett Online Campus. So those are ways you can make up credits and also move ahead if you want to graduate early. All right, so the 4-year plan, I won't go in on this one too much, but this is what us counselors talk about during your second semester of 9th grade. We just pretty much go over the graduation requirements, as you can see in the middle. Again, because again, as counselors and educators, you can't hear enough about the graduation requirements. We want to drill it in your head so that you understand and you are familiar with these. And then the last boxes, my choices, we map out your student schedule from the 9th, 10th, 11th, and 12th grade. So again, that they are in the know and are prepared to know what their schedule will look like for the next 3 years. All right, so what can you do to graduate on time? This is very important. Attend school daily. You have to be present. You have to be aware. You have to come to school. Pay attention. Participate. Participate means asking questions, not being shy to ask questions. It took me a while to start asking questions, so I will admit that I wasn't the most participating kid in high school, but my parents quickly made me realize the importance of participating and that no question is a dumb question. All right. Study with peers, your classmates. Even though you don't know that classmate next to you, to the front of you, to the back of you, you see them every day. You may know of them. And so it won't hurt to say, hey, Tim, do you mind studying with me? Can I get your number? Hey, Susie, can I get your number and call you this afternoon? And we could go over what we learned today in class. Study with your peers. Complete homework and review notes daily, okay? And next up, go to your teacher for tutoring in the morning or afternoon. Just make sure you ask that teacher when their tutoring hours in the morning or afternoon are available, and they'll let you know. All of our teachers tutor for free, and tutoring is available. And most importantly, stay out of trouble. High school happens, life happens. If you do get in trouble, tell yourself the next time you won't get in trouble, you'll stay out of trouble. Don't talk back and keep your hands to yourself. All right, and that is all I have, and I'll pass it back on to Mrs. Milligan.
Thank you so much, Mr. Rutledge, for that information and those suggestions. There are a couple of questions. I think we got most of them. Mr. Rutledge, we do have one question about social anxiety. That's a concern for a parent. Any suggestions that you might offer?
So Mrs. Leah Rutledge, some kids have social anxiety, like my daughter. We have a great anxiety lesson that we've been going over with our students this year, especially this year. So we do have a lesson that we can definitely go over with Aaliyah, and just help her with that. If we need to take it a step further, we do have a therapist who works at our school certain days of the week, and we can partner with him if needed as well. So we have a lot of great resources at Central.
Thank you. Are there any other questions for the group? Okay, well, we will go forward and talk about Parent Portal, something close and dear to my heart. So Parent Portal, if you get nothing else tonight, please make sure you're on Parent Portal. Please, please, please. It is so important that you be on Parent Portal. Why register for Parent Portal? Because basically any information that you want about your child is on Parent Portal. Back in the day when I was in middle school and high school, like sometimes you literally didn't know what your grade was until the last day of the semester when your teacher posted it, because there was nothing to really look at. But now parents can keep up with students' grades, with their assignments, attendance, discipline record, test history, course history, textbook information, everything that you could possibly need to support your child academically is on the Parent Portal. So we are imploring you to make sure that you are registered for the Parent Portal, but not just registered, because registered means that you filled out the form. What we find is that a lot of our parents will fill out the form. However, the next step to that is activating your account. So that's the step that actually gives you access to the Parent Portal. So it's really important that you have access to your Parent Portal. Next slide, please. So as most of you know, when we sent out the invites for this meeting, there was a survey that went along with it. And one of the questions asked, do you have access to the Parent Portal? And so as you can see there, we have about 86% that said yes, they were sure about it. We had about 11% that said no, and then a few people that weren't sure. So what we'd like to have is for that whole circle to be blue with 100% Parent Portal. So that means everybody knows that they have access, everyone knows how to access it and what to do. So if you're not sure about your Parent Portal, what can you do? You can register for Parent Portal at your current school. So if you are already registered for Parent Portal, it will go forward or continue here at Central Gwinnett. You do not need to set up a new Parent Portal account or change anything. It will automatically roll over to our school. If you do not have an account, check with your local school and ask for the Parent Portal registration form. You'll need to present a form of picture ID to complete that and turn it into your school. And if they get it in for you before this year ends, once again, it will roll over with your student to Central Gwinnett High School. And that does not matter what school they're coming from. As long as they are currently a student at Central Gwinnett High School, you will still have Parent Portal access. Also, if you can go back, make sure, as I mentioned, that you've activated the account and that you have access to it. If you do not have access to it, it might be because you forgot your password. So it's very simple to check that. All you need to do is go to the Parent Portal page, click Forgot Password, put in your user ID, which is your email address that you use to register for the Parent Portal, and you will get an immediate response from the system with a temporary password. And then once you go into the Parent Portal, you can change the password to something that you can remember. Okay, so some of you might be like me and forget your passwords every other day. you can always still get into your parent portal. Okay. Any questions about parent portal? So just remember, our goal is 100%. And we'll be working with our parents and families to try to make sure, particularly our 9th grade families, are on the parent portal. Okay. Next slide. Contact information. So this is your contact information, the first part of this. So I already had a parent call today and said that they received this email, but another parent at the school didn't know anything about it and had not received any information. So what that means is that that other parent's school who did not receive the information does not have their up-to-date email address, that parent's email address. So because of that, and if they didn't see the website, they weren't able to get the information for tonight. So it is so important that if you have changed your phone number, changed your mailing address, or changed your email address, that you update all of this information with your current school. Because if not, you will miss out on receiving important information. Okay, that means teachers trying to contact you regarding grades. I'll be honest, there have been times where I've gone through 6 numbers to contact a parent, and all of them are disconnected or someone else, with the other person begging me to please correct the number because the school has been calling. So please make sure that your numbers are updated. In this day of cellular phones, it's very easy to change your phone number and then forget to tell the school. So you can also do that with your current school, or you can do that in the parent portal as far as phone numbers. Mailing addresses and email address, you will probably need to contact your school because they may require documentation regarding that. As far as school information from our end, Central Gwinnett High School website is a great source of information. It's centralgwinnett.net, so you can start keeping that saved in your contacts. And then there's also a Central Gwinnett High School app that you can download from the Apple Store or from Google Play Store. And then finally, you guys have already gotten special editions of the nightly notes. So those are our weekly parent newsletters that go out to our parents. And it has some basic information that can help you support your child in events or happenings that can help you to support them academically. So it doesn't cover everything from the school like sports and so forth, but it's more geared towards parent and academic support. And that comes from me and the Parent Center. Okay. Any questions about contact information updating or about website, anything like that? All right. We're going to turn it back over to Ms. Broom to talk about the Rising 9th Grade website.
Hello again. So just wanted to let you guys know that we have a Rising 9th Grade website that went out to our parents in late January, and you all will have access to that. We will post the website information in the chat box so that you have access to the website. But this website gives you all sorts of information about your rising 9th grade student. It talks about the 9th grade academy. There's some welcome videos from the assistant principal of the 9th grade academy. You've got Mr. Rutledge presenting on there, as well as what we call the academy lead teacher for the 9th grade academy. We also have a video of my lovely voice talking that tells you about a typical school day for the 9th grade, the typical schedule. We also have academic information. So there's a little graduation summary page about what your child needs in order to graduate high school. And then we also have academic information. So what classes do we offer here at Central as your student progresses through their 4 years? We like for our freshman parents to understand that the GPA, the grade point average, starts as soon as they walk in that door in August, and it follows them through the 4 years. So some students are like, what? My GPA started? And it's true. So we like to give the big picture for our freshman parents for you to see that this is 4 years. They need to pass those certain classes, get a great GPA so that they can go on to their college aspirations, or military aspirations, or straight to the workforce, depending on what they want to do. We also have club and sports information on this website. So it gives you the contact person at Central Gwinnett for those clubs or sports. Some of you have already, I know, been immersed into the sports world by having tryouts. And then we also have Parent Center information where Ms. Milligan goes through just a welcome video. And then there's also a place where you can ask any frequently asked questions that you may have. So you can ask those questions and we can respond to you. Again, this is kind of just a little bit of an overview of that website and what it looks like. You have Mr. Orr, the principal, just giving a welcome to you. And then you can click on any of the headings and they will take you straight to those specific categories.
Okay, thank you, Ms. Broom. Okay, so we've talked about Central Gwinnett in the past. We've talked about what'll be going on for next year, but what about 4 years from now? Actually, yeah. Where will you be? So this past week, we had college signing day, and I'm actually going to put Mr. Rutledge on the spot just to explain a little bit about what college signing day is, because he worked with the counseling group regarding that. And then we have some pictures to show you what you can reach out for with your student in the spring of 2025.
Thank you, Cassie. So college signing day is something that Michelle Obama started about 3 years ago. And so it was pretty much to highlight our kids who've gone through high school for 4 years and, you know, they get accepted to the college, to the military, or to the workforce, and they move on. Usually, you know, we just recognize our athletes who sign to these big schools, and, you know, we highlight them and have a newscast. So she wanted to say, she was like, hey, let's highlight all of our kids. It's a big achievement, just like those athletes. So again, we started that, and she encouraged every counselor, every educator to meet her need and to, you know, have a college signing day. So this is what we did. And so this is our second one. Last year's got canceled because of COVID. But what we do is encourage all of our seniors who have gotten accepted to, you know, their college of their choice to sign up for our college signing day. And as they sign up, we're creating pendants. As you can see, the second girl, she's holding a Georgia Southern pendant. That's her college of choice. That's what she got accepted to, and that's where she will be going. The girl behind her, she got accepted to Princeton. So you can't see hers, but that's
If you go to the next picture, you can.
Okay, she got accepted to Princeton, which we usually have 1 or 2, maybe 3 kids, you know, of our Ivy League schools. But anyway, yeah, so this is a big event. We invite our parents out. We encourage the parents to come out. And so the kids hold their pendants as they're walking throughout the commons during the lunchtime, during every lunch. We have 4 lunches. So they put on a show. The band is there. The band is playing. The administrators are cheering. The teachers are cheering. The counselors are cheering. And the parents are cheering as well as they come and walk down the steps every lunch. So again, this is our college signing day, hashtag better make room. And again, this is a great initiative that Ms. Obama started. A lot of schools have jumped on this bandwagon. And every year our challenge is to make it go viral, because again, we want to highlight the hard work that your kids did and put forth, and the hard work, just showing what great people they are. So this is our college signing day.
And we have a few more pictures. So there are pictures with some of our parents with their students, young lady going to Georgia Tech. And it's just awesome to see the happiness of the parents and how proud they are of their students. And then there was one more at the end picture, excuse me. Maybe, there we go. All right, you see how excited the parents are trying to get pictures of their children. So that's the excitement that we want you to have now as your children enter 9th grade, but we want you to be even more excited as they complete high school, complete that major life goal of completing secular education, and then move into their post-secondary lives, whether that's a 4-year university, a 2-year university, the workplace, internships, whatever it may be. We want them to be able to be ready to move into adulthood well prepared and having met the goal of graduation. So moving to the next slide, that's contact information, which we'll put into the chat box in a moment as well. Once again, my name is Cassie Milligan and I'm the Parent Instructional Coordinator. So you can give me a call and I can get you in contact with anyone that you might need to speak with. And then regarding SOTA, I put Ms. Rose Hutchins' information there so that you're able to contact her. Okay. All right. Now we're going to go to question and answers. And if we could go one more slide. There were several questions and concerns that were brought up in the survey that was sent out. So a couple of them we just wanted to address at the beginning. Quite a few of them dealt with COVID and what the situation would be regarding that. And basically the answer is, we don't know. It's a fluid situation. However, with that, Gwinnett County Public Schools has already sent out their plan for next year regarding in-person and digital learning. So we'll put that in the link chat box as well. But for those who have already selected digital learning, because that survey and everything was sent out and the due date has already passed, they are receiving information from the county regarding that. And then others will be here in person. And the calendars for next school year are already active on the Gwinnett County Public Schools website. So you can see the start dates and everything. And if I get a moment, and I'll put that in the chat box as well, as far as the schedule, start dates and everything for next year. They are staggered according to grades. So everyone will not come back on the same day. Clubs and sports was another area where we received quite a few questions, and Ms. Broom went over where you could find information regarding clubs and sports, and that was on the Rising 9th Grade website. You can also find that information on the Central Gwinnett High School website as well. Schedules was a big question, and we've gone over that. So I think when we had time to ask questions, if you do have anything else coming up, then we will do that. I saw that question.
Yeah.
So
you want me to? Yeah. So I said there were 3 different schedules last time I checked. Once we get closer to that, when the finalized schedules will be made. So just so you guys are aware, a save the date, July 30th is scheduled pickup day. So July 30th is actually when the schedules are released to the students. And then I wanted to kind of piggyback off the 9th grade and the post-digital learning jitters. So just so you guys are aware, teachers, students, and all parents are going to have those post-digital learning jitters. It's just not your 9th grade students. Gwinnett County has done a great job with a rolling start so that those 9th graders get a whole day by themselves in the school and really get to explore. So we're really excited about that. And just know that The administration, counseling staff, and teachers are here to support students and parents. Our main job is to teach your students, but we're also here for you as the parents and want to make sure your child is successful.
And then it looks like the one question was about the calendar for next school year. Their parents and students and the staff had an opportunity to choose from between 3 different schedules, but there is one schedule that has been adopted. And so if that's what that question is, if that's not what that question is, if you can unmute and clarify your question, please. Okay, that's what the question was. So yes, there is a confirmed calendar for 2021, 2022. And I will put that in the chat box so that you will have it. Okay. I received some special education 504 questions, and those are going to be very specific to your student, which is special ed. Your IEP is an individualized education plan, so that's why it would be specific. You might want to check with your 8th grade special education case manager regarding exactly what the accommodations will be that your child will receive. You will also be in contact with the Central Gwinnett High School case manager who will work with you next year. You will have your annual IEPs just as you did in the past, and they will be working with you to make sure that accommodations are followed by teachers, and teachers do receive those accommodations and information regarding IEP plans, and that will also follow over to 504 plans if you had a question about a 504 plan. Okay. We have a question, will the student schedules also be on Parent Portal in July?
Yes, so those will also be released the same day as schedule pickup.
Okay. Okay, I think we've covered those. Are there any additional questions? You can unmute yourself and ask, or you can continue putting it in the chat box. We are new to public school. Do the students receive laptops? We do not assign laptops to our students. There are laptops here for students to use at school. A lot of our classes use carts of laptops that students are able to use. If a student is digital, I don't know exactly how that will work for next year. For this year, it has been that students who are digital that needed laptops were assigned laptops, but we'll be receiving additional information regarding that and how that will work with digital students for next year.
And just to piggyback off of that, our students don't have to have laptops to do the instruction in a teacher's classroom. So yes, they may sign some things that are digital, but if they do, they would provide that access to those students.
Mm-hmm.
And Cassie, I see the next question. I can go ahead and answer that. So are the lunches mixed with other grades or only 9th grade students? So yes, the lunches are mixed. With all grade levels. They do have a little bit, freshmen do have a lot of times the same lunch because it's based on their classes they're in. But yes, they are mixed in with other grade levels.
Okay, and I just put in the chat box a link to the 21-22 DCPS calendar so that you'll be able to see that. We have another question. Will SOTA students take classes with the Central Gwinnett students?
So that's going to be specific to the class that your student is taking. So there are SOTA specific classes. And then if there's not enough SOTA students, then yes, they would be mixed in with the Central Gwinnett students.
Okay. As far as clubs for SOTA, are they different from Central Gwinnett clubs?
So Megan, you can piggyback off of me if you want to on any of these SOTA questions, but The clubs for soda, no, the soda students can join the central clubs that we have available. So any soda student is more than welcome to join the central clubs that we have available. Yes, I'm sure there will be some soda clubs eventually, but as we first start out, there are definitely central clubs that soda students can be a part of.
Yeah, that's correct, Ashley. There are honor societies based in different arts organizations. There's a theater honor society, there's an art honor society, there's a dance honor society. So there are specific organizations that would be focused in School of the Arts. But yeah, you're right. Here in the first year, we encourage students to get involved in any clubs that are happening around the entire campus.
Yeah, so the next question about the regular academic classes. So the SOTA conservatory students have conservatory specific classes that occur in the morning. So that student is usually with the conservatory SOTA students during that particular period. So the only reason they would be mixed in is if, let's say, we had only about 3 students who were in pre-calculus. So if we only have 3 SOTA students in pre-calculus, that doesn't make a whole class. So they would have to be mixed in with our central students.
And I think that addresses the next statement regarding SOTA and Central Gwinnett students in accelerated geometry. Mm-hmm.
Awesome. It says, how does one kid get into the SOTA program? So there's a couple of different things. So SOTA, School of the Arts, has 2 programs, Fellows and Conservatory. And I'm going to let Megan talk to you about how do you get into the SOTA program. Megan,
Sure.
are you still okay?
Mm-hmm. The School of the Arts Conservatory program is an audition-based program, and those auditions were held in November. There was a second round in March. It will start with 9th and 10th grade students only in the upcoming school year. If there is an additional program for students called the Fellows Program, and that is open to 9th through 12th grade students. There were applications for that program. They were due again in November. We welcome students who wish to join the Fellows Program at this time. And all you'd have to do is reach out to me and send me an email using the contact information that Ms. Milligan shared with you.
Okay. Well, I think that's so far what we have. Mm-hmm. So once again, as we've been stating throughout the meeting and at the beginning, there's a lot to take in. So don't feel overwhelmed. We will be here to support you along the way and throughout the transition from 8th grade to 9th grade. But we wanted to give you those basics so that you have an idea of how to support your child for the upcoming year. So there is a session evaluation if you would please complete, and we will put this in the chat box. Let me get back over to my copy so I can do that. And if you can complete that and answer the questions on that. And then also, if you need additional information about something, you are able to put your name and contact information there and what your request for additional information is so that we can get that to you. Just remember that if you don't leave your contact information or your name, I don't know who asked the question. And also, as it says on there, if you can give me a few days to go through everything and to get in contact with you, I promise that I will, and we'll get the information for you. Okay. Have a question, how safe is the school? Ms. Beatrice, can you address or say a little bit more as far as what you're referring to? If you're speaking, we can't hear you.
Sorry. In regards to children bringing firearms to the school, you hear that a lot in the media. And this is my first time, my daughter's going to high school. So I'm really nervous about that.
Mhm.
So I'm just concerned, like, is there police officers there? Like, how many? Do you have security officers on every level? Like, what is the procedure?
Sure.
Yeah.
Or what do you have?
Yeah, great question. So just so you're aware, assistant principal, there are usually 8 to 10 assistant principals at any given high school. So assistant principals are scattered throughout the school building. The Central Gwinnett is a safe school. It's a safe place for your child to be. We do not have those issues at Central Gwinnett and at the Gwinnett County Public Schools. We have security resource officers, so school resource officers. Every high school in Gwinnett County Public Schools have 2 school resource officers. So because the building is large, we have one on the one side of the building and one on the other side of the building. So it is a very safe school, and that is a priority for Gwinnett County Public Schools and Central Gwinnett High School.
And I will mention this. I was at a county meeting for parents, and a question was asked somewhat regarding this. It's also important to know that we do receive training as a staff for any situation that might arise, whether that's a COVID situation, whether that's a weather situation. Like last week, there were several storm warnings that were going on. So that's dealing with safety and security, whether it's a fire or any of those things. We receive training at the beginning of the year, and then we train your children so they know what to do in a situation. And then we have practices throughout the year so that students and staff all know what to do in case of any type of emergency situation.
Okay, great. Awesome. Thank you so much.
You are welcome.
I have a question.
Yes.
Being that the school is being renovated, how safe is that for the students? Because if you ride past the school, it looks pretty bad.
Yeah, because whenever you do a renovation, I don't know if you've ever like renovated your room or renovated your house. There's like this one period where it looks like mass chaos, and then it comes together and it looks beautiful. So that's what will happen.
Okay.
It's scheduled to be finished in time for school for 2021, 2022. If you've noticed, just even with the landscaping, they've removed some trees. It looks more open. I did mourn for the birds a little bit, but they will find new homes. There are a bunch of birds that lived up there, but I see them in other places now. But it's really starting to take shape. I know Miss Rose Hutchins has gone through and toured the renovation areas. So we've had several renovations here at Central Gwinnett. We'll be actually having some more. So you will see some more construction work, but that front part with School of the Arts, they will be done in time and everything will look absolutely beautiful.
Okay.
So that will be safe and beautiful.
Okay. You are aware of the 8th grade ceremony that would be held May the 19th, is that correct?
I was not aware of that. Is that for Jordan?
That is that's for Jordan Middle School. Yeah, I just wanted to know as far as, well, I guess I will have to contact Jordan. As far as the parents, is there an entrance way that we go in? I mean, because they gave us a letter and said there was a limited parking space.
So what I would do is contact Jordan. If they're running that, then they'll be
directly.
working. They'll be working with
very
their
good.
community school director regarding the best way for you to enter and exit.
Okay, very good. Thank you.
You are welcome, Ms. Jones. Will be premise of transfer. Can you tell me where is the student drop-off located?
Yep. Yeah, so with the renovations, they will be making a roundabout almost. It's not really a roundabout. It's a half circle that you'll be able to drop students off right in front of the theater entrance, and that will be connected to all of the buildings. So that is where you can drop off your student in the morning or pick them up in the afternoon.
Sorry about that. I answered that one privately instead of for everyone. I
Oh, I'm
apologize.
sorry. Yes.
No.
Okay. And how long is time to transition between classes?
It's
Go ahead.
it will be 6 minutes.
6 minutes. Okay.
And I tell the kids every day, I am a proud graduate of Central Gwinnett High School long years ago. And we had 6 minutes too. And I had class on one end to the other end, and they can make it.
And the School of the Arts building is connected to Central, to the rest of the Central building in several places, that at the cafeteria and then also at the classrooms. So they'll be, can get from one area to the next.
There's a
Miss
question.
Wood, yep, Miss Woods, I see you have a question about bus riders. So great news is that if you have Parent Portal, that information this past school year was actually in the Parent Portal information and the Student Portal information. Also on Open House, we have transportation set up in several parts of the building that they have the routes and the times that you're able to see as well. But it is very much so in the Parent Portal, and that is a cool new feature that they started this year.
Yes, it is. You can go in and see everything. So please make sure you're in. And if you ever need help navigating the Parent Portal, that is something that I help with as well with parents. So understanding it was a new format this year. So there's a lot of additional information that you kind of have to look through, because I had to have some parents help me find some things this year. So we're all helping each other. But please just ask and we'll be able to let you know. Earliest I can drop off my student.
You can drop off your student as early as 6:45.
Okay.
Will there be a tour for the 9th grade parents before school start of the school?
Let me check about that. There has been some discussion regarding that. Mr. Hector Sanchez, who is our 9th grade academy director, wasn't able to join us tonight, but let me check with him about that, Ms. Jones, and I will, when I send this out with the PowerPoint and the video, I will make sure that that is answered in that communication.
Okay. All right. Thank you so much.
You are welcome.
Mhm.
Okay. All right. Please remember that if you fill out the form and you have any additional questions, just make sure that you put your contact information there. That we'll be able to communicate with you and get your answer to you. Okay. We appreciate you joining us today, joining us tonight. We hope that you have some of those 9th grade parent jitters a little lessened, and that we'll be able to communicate with you and continue to work with you for the academic success of your child in graduation in what year? 2025. Okay. So like I said, if you'll let us know for any additional questions from the form, or you can always give us a call or email and we'll get back with you. We appreciate it. Thank you so much for coming. Have
If I missed any of your questions, y'all please reach out and email me and I'll get to you. I'm sorry if I missed any questions.
I think we.
Thanks,
Thank
everyone.
you.
This was great.
Thank you,
Thank you so
guys.
much.
Thank you.
Bye. Good night.
Good night. Good
Good
night.
night. Thanks for attending.